Okay, we're going to look at our last video for this section. It is Chapter 2, Section 3, and it's the beginning of agriculture. So the first farmers learned how to grow plants and raise animals in the Stone Age. So we can see that after the Stone Age came, there was another one. It was called the Neolithic Stone Age or Neolithic era. Neo meaning new, lithic meaning stone. So as you can see, the prefix tells what time. Paleo means old, Meso means middle, Neo means new, and lithic means Stone Age. And what was important was people learned how to make plants. They became more useful through a process called domestication. It's where they tamed animals, where they could use them in the farms. I won't necessarily say tamed plants, but they were able to cultivate and grow plants on their own. Farmers, as I said, also started using animals for their own benefit. And the Stone Age began in Southwest Asia about 10,000 years ago. And ended about 5,000 years ago in Egypt and Southwest Asia when they started making tools and weapons out of metal. But domestication is basically the process of changing plants or animals to make them more useful to humans. People learned that they could plant seeds and grow their own crops, and this led to the development of agriculture or farming. Hunters didn't need to follow wild animals anymore, and this was huge because people started living longer because they weren't out fighting and trying to capture woolly mammoths with sticks and stone spears and things like that. So they got to live longer because they were using sheep and goats for milk and food and wool, and larger animals were used to help with farming. They would still have to protect their tribe from things like that, but they could settle in one area and not roam from place to place because they were able to grow food and get food from the animals that they had domesticated. Farming changed societies. One, as I said, they could live longer. Two, it led to the use of fibers to make clothes, and it led to the need to stay in one place, and so farming communities grew into towns, and towns grew into cities. As I said, there's the hunter-gatherer picture again. It went from this to eventually this, building homes in a circle to protect yourself, permanent residence, crops out here, animals to use to help people. This is actually in Turkey, this settlement that you see right here. Stone tools, we've gone from stone tools to all the technology we have in the world today. We looked at the cave paintings. We talked about Otzi. We looked at the Mammoth House, where they started, how they migrated. This is the chart I told you. This is where they started domesticating things. They started domesticating the horse in Eastern Europe, Western Asia. Cattle, sheep, goats were all in the Middle East. Rice was in Asia. Corn or maize was in North America, and the potato was actually in South America. This is the skulls that you can see. This is basically the skull of the first man that we found about 45 million years ago in Africa, what I think Tim White found. And then it gives way to your Homo habilis or your handyman. And then this is where they lived about 2.4 million years ago. Stone tools were used for chopping and scraping, and the brain was about half the size of your brain today. Homo erectus man, you can see his brain started evolving, his skull started evolving. This is about 1.5 to 2 million years ago. They used hand axes, they learned to control fire, and they started migrating across Africa, Asia, and Europe. And this is what our skulls look like today. Wise man, he appeared in Africa about 200,000 years ago. They migrated all the way around the world. It's the same species as modern humans, and they learned to create fire and use a wide variety of tools. And they were the ones to develop language and eventually written language. So that is your early migration. As I said, I'll put questions on with each section. You watch each video to complete the questions from each section. If you got any questions, I will be online Wednesday and Friday. You can pop in and talk to me there. You can just shoot me an email. So I'll talk to you later. Have a good week.